This is the Monday, December 22nd emergency board meeting to discuss real estate transaction. It is 11:19. All board members are present. And we have Dennis Regan with us to help us figure out a counter offer to an offer we've received on the Blue Heron Landing property. Dennis, are you there? He's muted. Boone, can you unmute him and see if he's there? Dennis, are you there?
Yep. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, great.
Okay.
Would you mind reviewing the offer we've received? We're now in our regular emergency board meeting. And so for anybody listening or that's present, would you review the offer that we've received?
Sure. So you have an offer that was received uh, for the entire property in the amount of 1,170,000 and with $25,000 earnest money, a balance of 572 prior to closing, and then the buyer is going to be getting a loan for the balance. And the offer contains the buyer's request that the seller pays the buyer broker compensation of 2.5%. The buyer will secure financing within 30 business days. The buyer sale is subject to the property and the buyer qualifying for the loan, and it's subject to an appraisal not coming in less than the stated price. The buyer will have 180 days to complete their due diligence, and then they request an additional 180 days for their due diligence uh, by depositing an additional $25,000 into and making the earnest money become non-refundable to the seller. They have a closing date initially of June 22nd of 2026, and then the additional 180 days brings it to 12 22nd of 26. The buyer is also asking for any documents that the seller may have and to release those to the buyer in regards to surveys, government notices, anything pertinent to the property that the buyer could utilize in their due diligence and purchase of the property. And then the buyer shall supply monthly reports to the seller beginning on 90 days upon mutual acceptance. So if you're going to shorten up the term for the buyer of the transaction, you might want to look at that date and start that date earlier for uh, monthly notices.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Um, so at this meeting, we need to come to an agreement on what we want our counter offer to be. And I can review the ideas. Um, We would like our counter offer to be answered by January 5th. And Boone, can you take notes of this to provide to Dennis? We would want the buyer qualified, in 30 days by a lender. We would like the first due diligence period to be 120 days instead of 180 days. And I'm suggesting 3 30-day extensions for closing, each at $10,000 a piece, held in escrow and applied to the purchase price,
You
and
said
non-refundable if we don't close.
10,000 on each extension?
Yep.
And the extensions would require board approval.
Yep. We would like the earnest money increased from 25 to 50,000 and deposited into escrow within 10 days of the acceptance.
Okay.
If accepted, we would like status reports from the buyer no later than the 5th of each month on progress made with planning and engineering, etc. We would like to retain those reports, any reports, engineering or otherwise site plan review. The 2.5% buyer fee would be paid by the buyer, not the seller. We would like to remove the office request, space request from our side of it, but we would like 100-year lease on a boat slip for, I'm up for negotiation on what that price would be. The board, we can discuss that. We will release all of the documents that we have from all the studies we've done to the buyer.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that is it. Did I miss anything?
The only thing I would add is that the appraisal for funding would be due within 60 days, and we could do a one-time 30-day extension with the board approval.
Appraisal for funding.
Right. So we asked for 30 days to provide proof that the buyer will qualify. And then there'd also be an appraisal period. And I think that would make sense for that to be more like 60 days.
Okay.
Okay, so the buyer to have appraisal completed within 60 days.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that. Is that a reasonable amount of time to get an appraisal done, Dennis, on just the property?
Should be.
Okay.
So I will make a motion for all of that.
Okay.
I don't really know how else to say that.
I'll second. Bob seconds.
All right, so we have a motion and a second. Is there any other discussion?
I'd like to bring up one thing on the non-refundable. Are you also tagging that with it and then release to seller, or it stays in escrow?
On the 30-day extensions,
Yes.
it would be applied to the purchase price.
Right.
And we would keep it in escrow. It would
Okay.
be applied to the purchase price and non-refundable if we don't close.
Okay, so it just stays there. Okay.
So it would come to the seller upon if the contract were negated.
Right. So it's additional monies, not part of the 50,000.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, thanks for that clarification.
Any other discussion?
Mhm.
All right, hearing none, all in favor of that motion signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Right.
Great. We have one other item of business, and that is the extension for Dennis's contract. His current contract expires December 31st. And I am recommending a 90-day extension to get through this first due diligence period, and then we can move forward from there. Up for discussion.
I'll second that.
Sounds good.
Susan or Keith, do you guys have any other options? Okay.
Nope.
All right, so the motion is a 90-day extension for Dennis's contract, and then obviously negotiating from there if we choose to move forward. So we have a motion and a second. No more discussion. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 Great. Do Tony or Mark, do you guys have any questions or comments before we adjourn?
I do not.
Thanks, Tony.
Can you hear me?
Yep. Hi, Mark.
Oh, okay, good. How are you, Tina?
Great.
Wow. Sorry,
Good to see
I missed the last meeting, and I was having trouble. I was the one with I had a phone going and my computer, and that's why you were getting feedback. So I was trying to get out of this one and stuff. I didn't hear the first part of the description on what was taking place. Can you just share
Sure.
that?
So we received a full price offer on Blue Heron Landing.
Okay.
For 1.17 million. With the offer was $25,000 escrow or earnest money, sorry. $572,000 down payment, which is the 50% of the balance.
Okay.
They requested a 180-day due diligence period with a possible 180-day extension. They offered to accommodate a boat slip and possible office space to be negotiated in closing.
Okay.
They requested any reports that we have thus far on the property. So we have several that we've had done with the brown fill, and I can't remember all the things that we've had done, but
Okay. Yeah, I got that latter part. I
okay.
wanted to make sure I got the 1.17. That was not the original price, right? Was the original price for the total package like 1.4 or 5?
It was 1.3 as a total package, and we
Okay.
reduced each lot by $25,000 in September.
Okay. I'm a real estate broker as well, so I'm looking at the listing here that I'm showing, and it shows an active listing for 575 and the picture it's associated is just the building. So I'm not sure.
The 575 would be for the vacant lot because it was listed individually at 600.
Okay.
The lot with the building was listed at 700.
Okay.
And the total price together as a unit was 1.2. So there was a $100,000 discount if you purchased the whole lot. Each of those were decreased by $25,000 earlier this fall.
Got it. Okay. That's great. Any idea what they're going to do with the building and the land or anything like that? Do we have any initial?
We asked after our last meeting last week, we asked Dennis to go back to the buyer and request that information. And it sounds like they want to basically maintain it as general commercial where people can have access to the lake, keep the marina, and I don't know if, possible boat rentals or what, but it sounds like they want to keep it more on the general commercial side than residential. Sure that will be decided when they go through site plan review and figure out density issues. And
Do we know who the buyer is or the
the name of the company or entity or whatever that has made
It
the
came
purchase?
through as a personal individual, and I can't remember his name. And I don't
Jeff-
have that.
Jeffrey Mullen.
Jeffrey Mullen. Okay.
Yes.
Just curious. I was just curious what would. So, okay. Well, that's congrats.
Yeah, it's
So-
exciting.
An
Yeah,
offer.
for sure.
Good.
Merry
Yeah.
Christmas.
Yeah. I think it goes Merry Christmas to us, right? No, just-
Yeah.
Definitely.
All right. Any other business before we adjourn? Thanks everybody for making the time to get together in short notice. And Dennis, thanks for helping us navigate through this.
You bet.
And I feel really good about our counteroffer, and I think it's very fair to the buyer, and I think it protects us a little bit more. Once we hear back, if we get an accepted counteroffer, I'm happy to reach out to Noel and give him an update and feel him out a little bit on, what his thoughts are on the note payoff, if he would be interested in carrying a note for the buyer. And I can share that information with you, Dennis, and
Sure.
the rest of the board, obviously.
Sure.
Um,
So
other than that,
is Boone gonna, I've taken notes here, but is Boone gonna send me back something and then I'll follow Boone's, notes and prepare a draft, send it out and send it to the
yes.
whole board to review. And then once you tell me make these changes or we approve this, then I'll send it as a DocuSign to everybody.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And Boone, if you need my help, I took pretty copious notes as well as I know Susan did.
I
So
think I have all the bullet points. Since it's already been voted on, you won't need to, I'll send it to Susan and Bob for a final review.
Okay.
Pending their approval, I can sign off on it this afternoon.
Right.
Great.
I was gonna say, I don't think he needs anybody but Boone to sign it.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
Well,
I'll
thanks
wait-
everybody.
I'll-
Merry Christmas
I'll
if
wait
I
for
don't
your-
see you guys before.
Yeah, Merry Christmas and happy.
Thank you, guys.
I'll wait for
Thanks.
your notes and then I'll go ahead and prepare this for your draft.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dennis.
Thank you guys. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.